So this week is Jersey Week in MLS, and in honor of Jersey Week, I am going to show you guys some of the collection that I currently have in terms of MLS jersey. Now, before I start talking about some of the collection that I have, for those of you that want to get some jerseys right now in MLS, because they're saying that this week they are doing a clearance sale on their store because of Jersey Week, I recommend you to not get those jerseys on the MLSsoccer.com store. Now, I know they say that they are putting some sales on some of the older jerseys, but when I look at it in the store, they only are putting like 20% off of those older jersey, and they're not even doing some discount in terms of some of the newer replica and authentic jersey that just came out of this year. So rather buying it from there, I suggest you to either buy it on eBay. I know there is a well-known seller on eBay called Full Moon Jerseys. They sell these old replica jerseys for insane low price of just $15 for the replica and $40 for the authentic price. And if you want to get some of the newer 2020 MLS jersey, I know there is a site called World Soccer Shop, which I believe they're still doing some sales right now on those newer jerseys, and some of them are only $50 off for the replica, and the authentic one, I think some of them are only $80 compared to $130 that you would have bought if there is not a sale on those items. So I recommend you to go to those shops instead of going to the MLS.com store, because even though the MLS store are saying that they are doing kind of a clearance sale on these older jersey, there are so much more better option in other places that you can definitely get it for a cheaper price. And as you're going to see in terms of some of the jerseys that I have, those jerseys are going to bought some of the site that I've just mentioned. Now, the other thing that I also want to mention before I start getting into my jerseys collection is that, yes, I will admit I do buy knockoff jersey, and I know people are going to dislike this video, which go ahead if you don't like the fact that I buy knockoff jersey. But you know, for me, my general rule in terms of jerseys is that as long as you are buying a jersey of a team that you don't truly support, you can of course buy a knockoff jersey and it's okay. Now, if it's the teams that you do support and you of course buy a knockoff jersey, then yeah, that is obviously not okay. And I technically broke that rule in one of the jerseys that I currently have, and I feel so bad of breaking that rule. But that's just my general rule in terms of these knockoff jersey, and when is it appropriate for me to buy it and when it's not appropriate for me to buy it. Because at the end of the day, these knockoff jersey, especially this year in terms of the knockoff jersey, since this year the replica version, they don't have the MLS badge on them. This year the replica jersey in terms of the knockoff version looks so much, it's almost identical in terms of the jerseys that you would have bought that is actually a real one. And the only thing that is a little bit different is kind of hard to see, and you have to pretty much use a magnifying glass to see the difference between a real replica jersey and a fake replica jersey. But I'll of course will mention that once I get into the jersey collection. But without further ado, let us get into it. And I'm going to start off with the oldest jerseys, or it's not really a jersey, but more kind of like an apparel, because I do have some apparel besides some of the jerseys that I currently have, is this one. So I'm actually just going to go back a little bit. This is the San Jose Earthquakes blue apparel. This is the oldest MLS gear that I currently have, that I bought all the way back in 2014. And as you can see, it's still in pretty good shape. I mean, there is a little bit wrinkle here, but considering the fact that this is something that I've had 6 years ago and that it's still in a very good shape, just shows you how some of these jerseys that I have is definitely made with very good material. And you're also going to see that some of the jersey that I have, some of them, they don't really do a good job in terms of making it, and it's going to quickly show that there is some tear and wear into this. And most of them are those knockoff jerseys that usually, the reason why they're so cheap, and they of course are from China, is because you know, there's cheap labor in China, and also they probably made some very kind of light material that if you put in the wash for a couple of days, it's going to get wrinkled much faster than when you do get it from the MLS store or even on the Adidas store. Speaking of apparels, I have another apparel. This is a Colorado Rapids apparel. This one, I think I bought this back in 2018, and I know you're probably thinking, well, is this kind of like a tear and wear with the way that this kind of turquoise color is kind of faded away from this burgundy red? Well, no, that is not the case. Originally, when I bought this apparel from Fanatics, this is how it looks, and I'm not quite sure if they intended to kind of look like this in terms of the design, but yeah, it's a very nice little apparel that I have. I kind of stopped buying apparels because, you know, ever since I start buying jerseys, I've been kind of hungry in terms of keep buying it. And then I also forget to mention that, yeah, you know, I could also buy an apparel as an alternative in terms of jerseys, because these apparel are just as nice as the jerseys that I of course have. I mean, it's really nicely clean kind of color, and there's also nothing at the back. So I think that's like the only apparel that I have, because the rest of the jerseys that I have is actually jerseys and not apparels that I got it off of Fanatics. And by the way, both of them, or at least one of them, I think I got it from the Quakes store, which is the oldest MLS gear that I have, and the Rapids apparel, I think I got that one off of Fanatics. So this is the oldest jerseys that I currently have in my collection. This is a San Jose Earthquakes, I think 2017 home kit, and as you can tell right here in the Sutter Health sponsor logo, which no longer sponsor the Quakes in terms of the shirt sponsor, it is kind of started to have some tear and wear, although as I seen on the camera here, you can't really quite tell, so I'm gonna maybe try to zoom in a little bit. Yeah, there you go. See, you can see the sponsor right here. It started to show a bit of tear and wear, and again, since this is the oldest jerseys that I have, and I bought this all the way back in 2017, and that I think this is now the 4th year that I have this jersey, it is going to show some tear and wear, even though if this one is an authentic one. Speaking of tear and wear, even here on this SJ74, which you can only find this in an authentic jersey, it's also started to show some tear and wear. Even the two MLS Cup stars here is started to show some tear and wear. It's almost kind of ripped off. In fact, the logo itself, I think a year ago it actually ripped off, and you can see here, I'm not quite sure you can see it, but there's kind of some stitches that is put on the logo because it fell off last year, and that, you know, again, this is such an old jersey, and since I pretty much wear this every single game from 2017 to 2018, it's obviously going to show some tear and wear. By the way, at the back, it says San Jose Earthquakes, 1974, and even that there is started to some wear and tear, and the color of the back of these lettering is started to wear it off too. But yeah, moving on in terms of the next jersey, and let me show you from the oldest jersey that I currently have to the newest one that I've just bought 2 days ago, and I showcased this one on my pack opening yesterday, which is the DC United 2020 jerseys. Actually, let me just hold it like this, because this year with the new jersey, there's obviously these free stripes, and I asked people why exactly Adidas decided to have these free stripe right on the top left shoulder of the jersey, and they said it's probably because this kind of represent their logo with the free stripes. But yeah, this is a replica one, and this of course is a knockoff jersey that I of course bought. But again, like I said before, in terms of this knockoff jersey that I have, it is really hard to tell that this is actually a knockoff jersey. Like, if I didn't mention this one is a knockoff jersey, you probably wouldn't know that this is a knockoff jersey because of how it looks exactly the same as a replica one. And you know, because this year there is no MLS badge for the replica one. There, of course, is no badge for this one, and it explains why it's kind of easier for these knockoff kind of or these company that make knockoff jersey easier to kind of replicate the actual one. And here at the back it says DC United, and the only way you can tell this is a knockoff jersey is that if you go here all the way at the bottom. Actually, there's two ways you can tell this is a knockoff jersey, and you can see here it says arrow ready. Yeah, the replica one, it doesn't have that kind of symbol. And another way you can tell this is a knockoff jersey is if you just kind of look right here. Not quite sure you can see it, but there's like a little dot right here next to climate. Yeah, when there's a little dot like that, that means it's definitely a knockoff jersey and it's not a real one. But again, even though this is a knockoff jersey, like as I said before, if I would have showed you and I would tell you this is not a knockoff jersey, you probably wouldn't guessed it that this is actually a fake one, and that this is not the one that Adidas of course made, and it's just made from a company that make knockoff jersey. So yeah, it's very, very decent. Also love the red here on the shoulder part of kind of like a throwback that DC United decided to do with their jerseys, because one of the original jerseys that they have does have like a little red into it. Now, another newer jersey that I have, and this is the first 2020 MLS jersey that I have, is the Minnesota United one. And I think I'm going to have to go all the way back because I'm not quite sure you guys can see like, oh, actually, yeah, you can see like a little bit of the wings right under the Target logo. Now, this one is an authentic one, although the problem with this one is that since I bought this on Adidas, it doesn't come with the badge. And as I mentioned before, I'm going to maybe go to Allianz Field and go to the Minnesota United store to ask them if they can just put a badge right on the sleeve. And I'll prove to them that this is an authentic one, because another way that you can tell this is an actual authentic jersey is that you can see right here, it basically says, not quite sure if it's displaying very well, but it actually says that this is an authentic licensed product, and the fake one doesn't have this kind of logo. But other than that, you know, I mean, it's not bad in terms of the way that I got this jersey, but one of the biggest issue that I have with this one is that it looks very baggy, and you can also tell right here in this Target logo right here. Actually, I'm not quite sure you guys can see it, but you can already start to see some wrinkle that is happening, and this is only after just one wash that I did with this jersey. So yeah, Adidas, come on, you got to step up your game in terms of designing these jerseys. Like I seen knockoff jerseys that does not get wrinkle in terms of a logo, and that, you know, I feel like the way that they made this kind of Target logo, they probably use the same material that some of those knockoff jersey that they have, which is plastic. And it's no wonder why after just one wash that I did with this jersey, it's already started to wrinkle a little bit. And also at the back, you can see there is the loons bird right here, which also appear from the road jersey that I of course will show you, because I also have the road jersey for Minnesota United. Now moving on, the next one is a Orlando City one. Now this is also one of the older ones that I got. I think this one I got it back from 2018, I believe, but I think this is a 2016 jerseys that they have, and I think this is a replica one. I got this off of eBay, and I got it off of a guy that was selling this off of eBay. And you know, some of these jerseys that I have, although most of them I got off eBay and I got off of Full Moon Jersey, some of them I did get off of a person that just want to sell some of their older jerseys. So unfortunately, I can't really recommend you guys in terms of getting those jersey off of those people, since you know those are the people probably only have like one of these jerseys, but yeah, it's very nice looking kind of one. But at the back you can start to see there's a little bit of a tear and wear, because besides the crown here that it started to fall off a little bit, there was supposed to be some lettering right here. I'm not quite sure if you can see it. I think you can barely see it here, but there's supposed to be like an Orlando City lettering right under the crown. Unfortunately, that has fell off, and yeah, it just shows that some of these jerseys that have, there's already started to be a bit of a wear and tear, and this is just one of the latest one that is the case. But moving on, in terms of the next jersey, is one of the newer one that I have, and I think I got this a couple months ago. And that, of course, is the Seattle Sounders jersey. I think this is back in 2018. Actually, let me see. Is it? Yeah, it's 2018. And the reason why I know it is because right here, I'm not quite sure you can see it, but it says 2018 authentic one. This is another way you can tell that this is actually a real jersey, because usually Adidas, they usually put that right on the bottom part of this jersey to show that this is actually a real one. And again, this one is in a pretty good shape because I only got it a couple of months back, and I haven't wear this a lot. I really love the material that the Sounders logo is made of, and obviously there should be 2 stars right above the Sounders logo because they just won their second MLS Cup this year. But since this one is back in 2018, they haven't done it yet. And obviously the Xbox logo, the Sounders no longer is sponsored by Xbox as their shirt sponsor, and it's disappointing the fact that they no longer sponsor that, because I really like the Sounders jerseys that has like the Xbox logo rather than the Zulele logo that they had. And also I love here right at the bottom, and this is only found in an authentic jersey, where it has kind of like a symbol celebrating the 10-year anniversary of the Sounders being in MLS. And at the back, it says here, "You will hear us." And again, it's still in pretty good shape because I bought this a couple of months before, but I have a feeling those lettering might be fell off after a couple of years of wearing this jersey. But yeah, moving on, in terms of another knockoff jersey, is this Atlanta United knockoff jersey. Now this one, I think, is back in 2017, I believe. And again, it's pretty hard to tell this is a knockoff jersey, although if you look at here in the logo, you see how there's like this little black kind of rendering right here in the circle. Yeah, this is another way you can tell that this is a knockoff jersey, because I don't think the actual regular one has this kind of round little lettering like that. But yeah, other than that, I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell this is a fake one too. I think another way you can tell this is a fake one is that you can see the MLS logo is bented, and in the actual replica jersey, the MLS logo is not bented. And it also goes back to what I said earlier, that because this year there's no MLS logo on the replica jersey, these companies that make knockoff jersey, they don't have to worry about that anymore, which just makes it even tougher to recognize that this is a fake one compared to a real one. But other than that, it looks very, very nice. I like the 5-stripe design here. And then, of course, at the back, it has Atlanta United here. I think, is it? Yeah, it has Atlanta United here, and there's like a big United with the I being a railway spike. That is kind of similar to the one that they had in the supporter stand. But moving on, in terms of the next jersey, this one is also another knockoff one, is the FC Cincinnati inaugural season jersey that they had. I got this last year when they came into the league, and you can tell this is a fake one because right here at the bottom, you can see how it says here 2019 MLS inaugural season. Yeah, this one is actually engraved into the jersey when the replica one isn't. Speaking of engraving, the sponsor Mercy Health, it's also engraved into the jersey. That, of course, is not the case with the actual one. So yeah, some of these, it's much more recognizable in terms of comparing whether or not if it's fake or real, but you kind of really had to look into it whether or not if this is the case. Again, the other reason why this is a fake one is it has this little bendy part right here on the MLS logo. Other than that, it's a really nice looking kit. It looks much better than the one that they currently have this year. I mean, I just don't get, like, this year when FC Cincinnati has their new home jersey, I don't know why part of it is kind of like split like orange and blue right in the middle part. But yeah, I think this is probably the last knockoff jersey that I have, and this is the one that I said before I committed a cardinal sin. And that, of course, is the Minnesota United road jersey. And the reason why I say I committed a cardinal sin is, yes, this is a knockoff jersey. And yes, this is a team that I support. And I completely broke that rule that I did. But there's a reason why I broke this rule. Because, you know, I was gonna go to Allianz Field for the very first time last year in the playoffs, and I was kind of a little bit broke, and I need to have like a Minnesota gear, so that's why I got so desperate, the fact that I decided to buy kind of a knockoff jersey like this. And you can definitely tell this is a knockoff jersey because, again, the logo itself, the material, this is not how a real jersey in terms of the material, the logo looks like. The other way you can tell this is a knockoff jersey is the fact that the MLS logo, and this one is even more recognizable. You see how this MLS logo is literally made out of paper? Yeah, the actual one does not made out of paper like that. In fact, the paper itself, you can see it started to wrinkle a little bit. Actually, I don't know if you guys can tell by that. And the other reason why I also know it's a fake one is there should have been a little red kind of dot which symbolized the eye of the loon right here in the back of the jersey, but it's missing in this fake one. So yeah, the person that designed this, oh, speaking of which, another way you can tell this is fake is that you can see how cheaply it's made in terms of the turquoise kind of color in terms of these stripes. So yeah, whoever designed this, they did not do a good job in terms of trying to replicate the real replica jersey, and that there is definitely some glaring kind of thing to show that this is actually a fake one, which is why I actually don't wear this anymore, because since now I got the new Minnesota United jersey, I'll probably will never wear this during game day anymore, and I feel like this is just a complete waste of $15 that I bought, especially how poor the quality it was. But yeah, moving on, we got the 2018 inaugural season LAFC home jersey, and I got this right after they enter MLS, and you can also tell there is started to be a little bit wear on this jersey too, because the YouTube logo, I think this is probably one of the few ones where I don't even need to zoom in to tell you that there started to be some tear and wear. In fact, if I actually zoom in, you can clearly tell that there are some tear and wear in terms of the YouTube TV logo. But other than that, I think that is really the only thing that is kind of like a little bit tear and wear, because the logo itself, it still isn't really showing any tear whatsoever. The MLS logo itself is kind of started to show a little bit tear and wear, although I'm not quite sure you guys can tell by that. But yeah, it's a very nice looking jersey. Here, right here in the middle, it says shoulder to shoulder, which is the motto that the 3252 used. And at the back, there's really nothing at the back. It's just pretty much plain black. But I like it. It's very simple. I think this, in my opinion, this looks much better than the new one that they have, because the new one that they have, it's just kind of hard to see like the logo itself, where they kind of made the logo gold. And you know, I understand that the reason why they made it gold is because they want to kind of represent that LAFC is the best team in the league, and they want to have kind of like a gold logo, but it just doesn't seem like it's very good. Speaking of LAFC, I have another LAFC jersey. This is the road jersey that they wear back in their inaugural season. I actually got this off of Full Moon Jersey, and you can tell they do make pretty good jersey, and that they actually, most of these jerseys that they got are some like the older jersey that was kind of like on sale, but eventually they kind of got recycled because they never got on sale and nobody actually bought it. So even though the some of the material isn't that good, and there's actually a little bit stain right here that I'm not quite sure you guys can see it. Yeah, you can't see it because of the lighting, but I'll probably need to wash that because of how dirty it is. But even with some of the material that isn't really that good, it still looks a really nice jersey. I like kind of like this black little stripe part right here that is kind of falling off. It's a really nice one. But yeah, moving on into the last two jerseys that I have, and I'm going to show you guys the knockoff. Another knockoff jersey. And did I mention the fact that I said before that was the last knockoff jersey that I show you with Atlanta United? That's not the case, because this is the last knockoff jersey. Although this one, they did a really good job in terms of making it look like a knockoff jersey, because this would, if I would have showed this to you without showing you guys the MLS logo, which pretty much is a sign to tell you that this is a knockoff jersey, you would know that this Portland Timbers jersey is a knockoff replica one, because it just looks really nice. But if you look here on the side, again, the logo is bented. Anytime when it's bented like this, it's a knockoff jersey. Again, it's really nice looking one. I think this is the current ones that they are wearing for the 2019 or their 2020 season, because I know this season when they got the Adidas stripe on the top left of their shoulder, and the new one is actually the away kit that they wear, and that's another one that I really want to buy because that looks really nice. And at the back it has the famous Timbers axe kind of logo right here. Again, really nicely done in terms of this being a knockoff jersey. And then last but not least is a jersey that I also bought off of Full Moon Jersey on eBay. It is the FC Dallas away kit, and I think this is back in 2018, I believe. And again, this one looks so much better than the current FC Dallas away kit that they had, because the current one, it's just a plain white kind of color, and that it just does not look appealing whatsoever, whereas this one, it looks really nice. Kind of look like a very dream style kind of color, with the way that they kind of made a little bit blue here, and there's also these kind of stars here, and then there's like a kind of a transparent from the blue color to the white here on the bottom. Overall, it's look very nice. And then here at the back, it says here, the stars at night are big and bright. And I have a feeling these kind of logo will, or these kind of lettering will fall off after about a year or two, because these kind of lettering are something similar to the lettering that I had originally have for my Orlando City jersey, and those of course fell off after a year or two. But at least this one, I haven't been wearing this one a lot. I mean, I wear this, I think beginning when I actually got this from the mail, but ever since I've been putting this into my box, and it still looks in a pretty good shape, and it still looks pretty new. But yeah, there you have it. That is pretty much it in terms of all the jersey that I have. Let me just put all these jerseys back into my box. There we go. And let me put the lid right back up here. So I put it, so those of you wondering, that's where I put all the jersey, in this little box here. But yeah, there you have it. That is pretty much it for my jersey collection. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think of it? And, you know, I am still trying to get more jerseys even during the pandemic that we are in right now, because I really want to complete the collection of getting all 26 MLS team maybe in these next couple of years. And most of the jerseys that I'm currently getting are either the newer one or some of the older ones, because some of the older ones are much cheaper than the current ones that you of course would get. But either way, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, make sure you guys leave a like, smash that subscribe button, and yeah, I of course will see you guys next time.